Right next to what AI does brilliantly, it fails completely. This split is called the jagged frontier, and understanding it changes how you compete. Harvard and Boston Consulting Group found something surprising. Workers using AI outside its frontier performed 19 percentage points worse than those without it. So here are the 5 human domains that AI genuinely cannot replace. Not now, not ever, no matter how good the models get. Judgment, trust, empathy, creativity, and critical thinking. These 5 domains define the human edge, and each one gets its own deep dive. Translation: these 5 skills are not being phased out by AI. They are becoming more valuable, more scarce, and more highly paid every year. Not every part of work runs through a screen. Some of it still happens slowly, by hand. With full attention, nobody automates yet. Routine cognitive work, the kind with a clear right answer, is vanishing fast. Machines absorb it quietly, task after task, without anyone announcing the shift. 5 domains survive this shift: judgment, trust, empathy, creativity, and critical thinking. Not vague virtues. Specific, learnable skills machines cannot fully replicate. Picture a jagged line. On one side, AI performs brilliantly. Cross it, even slightly, and performance collapses. That boundary is not smooth, it is jagged. Small missteps near that edge compound fast. PwC studied labor markets worldwide and found something striking. Workers skilled in AI now earn a 56% wage premium. That premium keeps growing as adoption spreads. Translation: when companies pay a 56% wage premium for AI-skilled workers, they are really paying for judgment, not typing speed. Typing speed was never the scarce skill. When AI helps, bottom performers surge 43%, while top performers gain just 17%, because judgment matters more once the floor rises. Judgment closes gaps experience used to own. Picture a real consulting team layering AI into daily work. Screens open, drafts flowing, and humans still making every call that actually matters. The AI drafts, the humans still decide. The first domain is judgment in ambiguity. Knowing what to do when there is no clean answer, no playbook, and the stakes are real. No algorithm can absorb that accountability for you. A 2025 study tracked heavy AI use alongside a 68% drop in critical thinking scores, a correlation researchers call impossible to ignore. Skills fade fast once you stop exercising them. Inside the frontier, AI delivers real gains. Task completion up 12%, speed up 25%, and quality rising 40% overall. Inside that boundary, the returns compound quickly. Translation: when you're inside AI's frontier, it doesn't replace your judgment. It multiplies your best work into something sharper and faster. Weak judgment just gets amplified, not fixed. The second domain is trust and accountability. When a decision carries real consequences, someone has to own it, and that someone can't be a model. That accountability cannot be outsourced to software. Every judgment call eventually lands on one person's desk, one signature, one decision nobody else can make for you, carrying real weight. It only informs the person who decides. Mutt researchers tracked one signal for nearly a decade. Human-intensive task share climbed every single year, from 2016 straight through 2024, without reversing. That trend line has not bent once. Mutt researchers named 5 traits machines cannot replicate: empathy, presence, opinion, creativity, and hope. Together they spell epic, the skills defining human value. Notice what's missing here: raw intelligence itself. The third human domain is empathy. Reading a room, sensing what someone needs before they say it. No model replicates that instinctive human read. That read comes from lived experience, not data. Picture the model's core: pattern matching, prediction, generation. Empathy sits entirely outside that boundary, requiring lived experience and presence no algorithm possesses. You cannot prompt your way into that history. Goldman Sachs estimates 300 million jobs worldwide face some degree of automation exposure. That number sounds alarming, but exposure is not the same as elimination. Exposure measures overlap, not who loses their job. Translation: being exposed to automation does not mean being replaced by it. Most exposed roles get reshaped by AI, not erased if you adapt now. Adaptation, not panic, decides who comes out ahead. The fourth domain is creative problem solving, taking a question nobody thought to ask and reframing it into something worth answering. Machines only optimize problems that are already defined. Harvard, MIT, PwC, and the World Economic Forum all converge 19%, 35%, 56%, and 170 million jobs, all pointing to judgment. Four separate institutions, one converging conclusion. Picture a team in a conference room debating a decision with no playbook, no precedent, just judgment, argument, and the discomfort of genuine uncertainty. Nobody in that room is checking a model. The fifth domain is critical thinking, the muscle that atrophies when you stop using it, and adaptability, the willingness to change your mind. Both fade quietly the moment you stop practicing. The World Economic Forum projects 170 million jobs created by 2030 against 92 million lost, a net gain, but only for those who adapt. That gain only reaches people who reskill. The World Economic Forum found net job growth, but that math only works if you build the skills machines cannot replicate. Preparation decides who benefits. Preparation, not luck, decides who captures that growth. So how do you actually build these 5 domains? Not by reading about them, but by practicing them deliberately the same way you would train any skill. Practice, not exposure, is what builds the skill. Seek out ambiguous problems on purpose. Own your decisions publicly. Practice empathy in every conversation, and question default answers before you accept them. These are habits, not talents you either have. Building judgment takes deliberate practice, alone, without asking AI for the answer first. Wrestle with the hard call yourself, then check your reasoning against outcomes. Check your reasoning only after you commit. Workday surveyed workers directly, and 83% believe AI will elevate human skills further, not replace them. The workforce itself sees where this is headed. Workers already sense where their value is shifting. Executives rank the skills machines will never replace, and ethical decision-making took first place, ranking above empathy, creativity, and critical thinking combined. Consequences follow judgment in ways no model bears. Translation: if you want to future-proof your career, stop trying to outrun AI and start deepening the human skills it still can't touch. Depth beats speed once the baseline is automated. These 5 domains, judgment, trust, empathy, creativity, and critical thinking, are not shrinking as AI advances. They are becoming the new baseline every professional must meet. That baseline keeps rising as automation spreads further. Redraw the map. On one side sits everything AI can automate. On the other stands human terrain: judgment, trust, empathy, creativity, and critical thinking. Everything on that side still needs a person. Remember that 19-point drop in performance outside AI's frontier? That gap is not a warning, it is your opening to add real value. That opening will not stay open forever. The gap AI cannot close is not a flaw to fix. It is the edge you keep, the reason judgment, trust, and creativity stay yours. Nobody can automate their way past that edge. Judgment, trust, empathy, creativity, and critical thinking. 5 domains AI cannot replace. Build them deliberately, and you will not just survive this shift, you will lead it. Start with one domain, build from there.